Good morning, everybody. Hi, and welcome to English 204 Book Club. Today we're talking about Octavia Butler's Fledgling. How did everybody feel about the book? To be honest, I hated this book. And before everybody gets defensive, I'll tell you why. The reason I disliked this book was entirely because of how it concluded. In the beginning of the novel Fledgling, I was very intrigued by the concept of Shori's rebirth. In fact, most of the beginning, she was a mystery to us as the readers, which forced us to continue on in order to find out her secrets. As I continued on into the novel, I realized that many of the questions I had about Shori were not going to be answered. The readers were continuously given hints to who she was in her past life, but never a good look. This was one of the main things that I was looking forward to finding, but unfortunately, I never got it. The readers found that Shori had no intent of clearly figuring out who she was and what she had done. In the end, she writes, "They were all gone. The person I had been was gone. I couldn't bring anyone back, not even myself. I would restore what could be restored."
Frankly, Morgan, I don't give a damn about your opinion. Fledgling was a great book due to Shori's amnesia, allowing us to experience it in a more immersive way.
Okay, so my opinion's kind of in the middle of you two. Morgan, I think you had some good points, but I agree with Damien in the fact that Shori's amnesia added to the novel.
In the beginning, Shori wakes up not knowing anything about her past. I see how this could be frustrating, but like Damien, I believe it's an essential piece of the novel. Instead of focusing time on trying to explain to the reader things about Shori's past and the workings of the Inna Society, Butler takes a unique approach and lets us learn along with her. This way, we're able to be immersed in Shori's story and her new life. I agree with Morgan, though, in the fact that I had a lot of unanswered questions about Shori and her past. However, I think that Butler did this on purpose, since Shori almost certainly had those very same questions.
The one thing I like about this book is especially about Shori, where she, after losing her family, she's completely alone, but despite everything, she continues her battle for survival and justice, and she does not give up because usually when we lose somebody, especially our close ones, then we get devastated, but she keeps herself together and continues her life, and she's also very optimistic about her life ahead.
As I'm talking about the things I liked about this book and that I did not like about this book, so the thing I did not like about this book is Shori's relationship with Wright, especially in the beginning. As a reader, we had no idea that Shori's real age was 53 years old, because normally she looked like a 12-year-old girl. So without doing anything about her real age, Wright gets close to her, and as a reader I found that a bit disturbing, and so I did not like that part. From what I have said earlier is a quote from the book that connects with it. It's from the Council of Judgment scenario. "I am Aina Melo, and if the doctor must examine me, then for your own sake, I request that she also examine you." "You're not Aina," he shouted. He slammed his palm down on the table, making a sound like a gunshot. "You are not, and you have no more business at this council than would a clever dog." Similar to that, there's another quote that says, that was from a Catherine Dalman. "You're not Aina. No one can be certain of the truth of anything you say because you are neither Aina nor human. Your saint, your reaction, your facial expressions, your body language, none of it is right. True Aina knows the pain of losing symbiont. We are Aina. You're not. You're nothing." So basically, these are the things that were said to Shori during the Council of Judgment. And I thought that I could totally imagine the courtroom scene where a little black girl was being attacked by the stereotypical Ainas who claimed that they were 1,000 years old but didn't have a heart or didn't feel any sympathy for her. Nilo Silk and Catherine Dalman, they tried so hard to break apart Shori so that she would lose her temper and do something stupid that would make the Council of Judgment to make the decision against her. But even after hearing such derogatory remarks from them, Shori manages to stay calm and control her anger. She tackles everything smartly so that she would get justice and the people who murder her family and her symbiont would be punished.
Okay, off the topic of the book itself, let's talk about Octavia Butler. I found that she had a really rough childhood. In fact, her father passed away when she was really young, and her mother worked hard to support her family. Butler even struggled with social anxiety and dyslexia throughout her whole life.
I wonder if that contributed at all to her writer's block in her later years. I read in an article before that she struggled to come up with some ideas for this novel.
Fledgling was Octavia Butler's last book. She chose this particular genre of writing because she grew up reading the books where there was lack of representation.
Alright guys, I think that's good for this week. Let's go get some Starbucks. Next week, Children of Blood and Bone.
Boom.
That was good.